Iron, food, mob drops. Getting them early game can be tough, but here are 3 very early game farms that will get you loads. Don't you go anywhere. Hello everyone and welcome to the Minecraft 1.18 farm tutorial with me, Avomance. Sometimes at the start of the game it's really hard to get some important resources, so I'm going to give you super simple starter farms so you can get food, iron and mob drops. And you do not have to go to the nether for anything. So let's not mess about, let's get on with it. And the first farm could be the most important farm you ever make in Minecraft. It's an iron farm. For this farm, you're going to need 6 beds, although you'll probably nick them from the village close by. And then you need these items and ideally a name tag. Take a screenshot, pause the video, do whatever works for you. Let's crack on. Now, it is easier to make this farm close to a village because the villagers will just walk to you. However, you don't have to. Then you have to take the villagers to your farm. But if you are doing it close to a village, have a real good wander round and then take out every bed and workstation in the village. Seems a bit mean, but you need the iron. First up, dig yourself a hole 3 wide and 7 deep. Once you're at the bottom of that trench, dig yourself out a 3x3 hole that is 3 high as well. And then facing your back wall, right underneath your trench, place one of your slabs there, one of your slabs there, and then grab your trapdoor and place it right there. Then get 3 beds, 1, 2 and 3. And you want to be placing the beds with the heads facing that way, like that. Flap up that trapdoor, come underneath it and flap it back again. And then you're going to dig out 1 and 2 and then dig out these side walls. Dig out the 2 central ceiling blocks and then go back 1 more block like that. Then grab yourself a torch and place a torch on that side and on that side. Then come into the little gap that you've made here and place a boat right down. That needs to be kind of in the middle of all of those blocks, which stops those being spawn bought as well. Then dig yourself a little stairway up to the surface. You are also going to need to spawn proof these stairs. So I'm using torches, not so it lights them up, but because that means that the golems can't spawn on the stairs as well. Then put one of the dirt blocks back where you just found it and place trapdoors across that opening right there. Then with your back to your trapdoor hole facing your trench, come left 1 block and in that block dig that out and then dig across another 4. So that's 2, 3 and 4. So we have got a trench that is 5 by 1. We're now going to make a trench this direction that is 9 blocks, this one being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, and make a square but leave the middle. Then grab 8 cobblestone that you just dug out of your underground area and place them onto your middle section like that. So you've got 2 rows of 4 or 4 rows of 2 depending on your perspective. And we're now going to take this hole down 1 more and then clear out all of the bit underneath those blocks. So as it looks like that. I'm then going to get my spade and I'm going to turn 4 blocks into path blocks there, 4 blocks into path blocks there. I'm then going to dig out that block right there and that block right there, that block there, that block there. I'm going to make that into a chest and I'm going to get a hopper. I'm going to face it into that chest. For now, I'm just going to replace those dirt blocks back. I'm going to grab myself a water bucket right there and a water bucket in that corner. That should flow all the way across to that hopper, but not over it. Dig out this block right here and jump up so as I can get back down on it. Please don't go in there, villagers. You can see things want to get into that hole, so we need to stop them. To do that, what we're going to do is we're going to dig out that block and that block. That takes us down to the chest right there. We're then going to place the next chest to make that a double chest and jump out on that block and onto that block. Remove that dirt and we're going to place an upside down step right there. We're going to replace that dirt and then we're going to place a spruce trapdoor right there. And then we're going to run fences all the way around this hole to stop anything falling into it. That looks safe now. We are then going to place 3 beds across this hole. So the head of the bed is over the actual hole itself, you can see there. And then we have to wait till night time. So go and do whatever it is you need to do until then. The sun is going down and the villagers are going to be looking for beds. But the only beds in the village are my beds. And one of them's already in there. 2 more's going to come along in a moment and you'll see what happens. Along come the other ones and last one coming along right now, and once they are in those beds you can chop the beds out. It seems very cruel, but they're going to fall straight into your farm right there. And then they'll take those beds themselves as well. The beds down there, there are 3 beds floating. You can go and collect them if you want. And then we got to go and get a zombie. But before you do, cover up that hole because you know you're going to fall in it. So let's go and find old green features. So we found ourselves a zombie and we just want to try and draw him in to our trap here. He can see you from a while off, so you don't have to get too close to him. And what we want to do is we want to pull him across our hole just here. He's still coming. He'll think that that is fine to walk on, but it's not. And we want him to fall down the hole. Now this one, sometimes you need to go around, but he will eventually go into the hole like that, close the trapdoors, and he'll track the villagers that are down there. Or maybe he won't. Go on, down you go. No, don't come to me. Go to the villagers. Perfect. The golems will immediately start spawning inside your trap here. They haven't got enough room to exist. Their hitbox is just too big, so these solid blocks suffocate them, which seems a bit cruel, but you need the iron. Now you could use some lava if you wanted to. It'd kill them a lot quicker, and that way you'd get more iron per hour, but this is a starter farm just to get you going. You can see the zombie is under here staring at those villagers in his boat. Make sure you give him a name tag, and that way he won't despawn. Well, that's an interesting name. Let's get on with the next one. Let's get ourselves some cooked meat, and it's a good idea to build this near some cows. Although, if you prefer mutton, you can always use sheep. To make the cow farm, you are going to need these items on the screen. Now, this is a lot more server friendly than a cow crusher, which uses entity cramming to kill stuff. Take a screenshot, pause the video, do what you got to do. Let's go. Dig a 2x1 hole and place a double chest inside it. Come around the back and using a hopper with shift click, place it into the back of that chest as well. Then place a block there, a block there, a block there, a block there, and a dispenser right there. Place a slab at the top of that back block, and then we're going to build a little bit of structure around it. Place shift clicking a block on top of that piece of chest there. You can still open the chest because it is glass, and then glass next to that, and again level yourself up with 2 high. Shift click a trapdoor on top of that hopper, and then get a solid block and place it on top of that glass block, and on top of that glass block, and on top of that dispenser. Then next to that dispenser, place another dispenser facing outwards. We then want to come in here, place a fence gate right there, come up on top of here, place a lever right there, and then we want to build up around this slab top. So place a temporary block there, come out 1 and 1 again, and then take out that temporary block. We then want to build this up just 1 more level. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and also place a block there. We're now going to get some cows in here, so you might want to make the platform slightly bigger so you've got a bit of room to maneuver. Cows can be stubborn. But before you do, click into that dispenser and place yourself a bucket of water. And then pop a button on top right there. To make friends with cows, simply walk towards them with a little bit of wheat. They become your friends immediately, and then you can tempt them into the top of your farm. Now, this can take a little bit of maneuvering, but if you stay close enough to them, they'll keep following you up the stairs and into the hole with a bit of a nudge. Now, at this point, you have a choice. You can get more of the cow friends that are wandering around your world into the hole in exactly the same way, or once you've got 2, you can breed them up. This obviously takes a little bit longer, but you don't have to have the cow nudging thing again. But whichever choice you do, make sure you've got 8 cows in your farm. You could put a number more cows than that, but that tends to be not too server friendly. More entities equals more lag, so 8 is enough to make this farm functional. Once your 8 cows are in, remove the steps that helped you get the cows up there in the first place, and shift click ladders all the way down this side with the lower dispenser. Then grab your pickaxe and take out that block there and place a button instead. That is going to enable you to put the lava in here and dispense it at will. So if I press that button, lava dispenses into that hole, and then pressing it again, lava removed from the hole. Then come back up to the top of your farm, press this button, that'll dispense the water so the cows bob up and down again. Give them a bit of a feed, breed them up so you've got baby cows inside there again. Turn off the water, climb down your ladder. You'll see round at the front, nothing's happened. The baby cows are still there, but if we throw this lever, those baby cows get thrown as a result of those entities being there sideways into our chamber. close it up again and wait for the baby cows to grow up. Baby cows are tiny, plus they don't give you any drops, so we don't want them to die yet. If we press that button, the lava doesn't hurt them. They're so tiny. It's just warm for them. They probably quite like it. Turn that lava off until such time as those cows are big. You can speed that up a little bit by feeding the cows. Every time you feed a baby cow, it reduces the growth time by 10% of the total, so it does help a little bit. You can see our cows have started to grow up, so I'm just going to boff that button. That is going to cause that cow to die a really lot. We'll drop that off and we get the cooked steak right in our hopper, and that goes into the chest so we can eat it. And actually, I am quite hungry at the minute. Let's get that in, sort out my health. It's a really easy farm that you can make on a server or on your solo world without having any lag problems, and it's also very few blocks. Let's crack on with one more. If you're lucky enough to find yourself a skeleton spawner, then you've got a great opportunity for loads of arrows and a load of bones. And you can make a farm really easily that could either be used to automatically collect these drops, or even make it into an XP farm as well. I'll show you how. First thing, make sure you have got a torch attached to that spawner. That will light up the area so none of those skeletons will spawn. You then need to dig out the walls, so you have got a 4 block gap, 1, 2, 3, and that 4 before the wall, all the way around. Once that's completed, on the side of the spawner that you've got the torch, come along to the wall and dig out a 2 by 1 hole, exactly like that. Place yourself a torch at the top of that just to make sure it's not spawnable, and also a door. That's going to be the way that you can access that torch. Then place 3 blocks on top of that spawner, or more if the roof is higher. 1, 2, and 3. That's going to stop anything spawning on top of the spawner and ruining your farm. You now need to dig the floor down 3 blocks. This is potentially a way of finding some diamonds as well, apparently. Let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we got 5 loads of diamonds with that as well. That was a nice bonus. I'll take that. Once you're down 3 blocks, you need to come to each corner and place a bucket of water in each individual one. Just 1 bucket of water on exactly the floor level. Once you've done that, that should roll all the way to the center, which is directly underneath that spawner, but not on that actual spawner block. And then dig down 11 blocks. Yep, digging straight down in Minecraft. I know, live a little. Looking straight up on the 11th block, make a note of where that torch is. You should just be able to see it. I can see it right there, which means this is the side that my door is at. So dig out 2 blocks like that, and then dig yourself out just a little chamber. Here's my chamber. I've made it 5 by 5 blocks for reasons that I'll tell you in just a moment, with a torch on either side just to light it up. Then come inside the little dink that you've just dug down and count out 1, 2, 3, and 4, and on the 4th block dig that block out and jump and place a dispenser. It must be a dispenser with the face facing outwards. Then place a sign underneath it. You don't have to write anything on the sign, but you can if you want. Then come to this side, the side that you've placed the dispenser on, and dig out 1, 2, and 3 blocks, and underneath that 3rd block place a button like that. Inside that dispenser place a lava bucket, which means that when you come in and push that button, the lava bucket is dispensed and is held up by that sign. And then come out, press the button again, and it sucks the lava back. That function means that you can have an XP farm should you wish to, and I'll show you how towards the end of the video. In front of that little hole, place a double chest. You could use a single chest, but I think a double chest is better. Temporarily take out these 2 blocks, shift click the hopper into there, and then replace those 2 blocks exactly where they were. Using shift click, place a trapdoor on top of that hopper. We are nearly finished. I've placed a couple of double chests there just so as I can move stuff from storage into more storage. And if you'll notice, because I made this a 5 by 5 room, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks across from that hopper to this back wall. I can then dig out 1 more channel and dig up as far as it will allow me to dig. Once I've done that, I'm going to grab myself my ladders, and I'm going to place these ladders up, and then I'm going to carry on digging all the way up until I meet the back end of the door that I placed earlier. we are ready to give this farm a go. What I need to do is come up the top of this ladder right here. I will find on the other side the door that I placed earlier. If I open that door, I can reach that torch. On removal of that torch, that will start the skeletons from spawning in. So if I pop that off like that, see the skeletons already start spawning in. Close the door so they don't hurt you, and then come back down the ladder. Once you get back down that ladder, you will notice that you have skeletons, or you will have skeletons waiting for you at the bottom, but they can't see you. You can then bash them until they're dead and take the XP from it. And if you wanted to, you could just keep taking this as an XP farm and collect the drops as you wanted. But what if you wanted to just sit here AFK and go and get your tea, or maybe go and see your gran? You don't want to waste the drops, and you don't have to. What you can do is come in and press that button. That will dispense that lava. This is the reason why you've got such a big drop. The lava lets out some light, and if you don't go this deep, the light from the lava will stop the spawner from working, so you've got to dig down as far as I've said. You can then wait for the skeletons to drop down through the lava, and that will kill them automatically for you, and you can just collect in the drops here without doing any work whatsoever. It's really lazy, but I quite like it. If you wanted to, you could set up some kind of redstone circuit that created a light up in that spawn chamber. That would mean the spawners would stop working, and as a result you could turn it on and off to avoid mob pooling in any server that might not want you to do that. And there you have 3 really simple farms that you can create right at the start of the game. Almost no redstone involved with anything whatsoever. But that will sort you out with bone meal, with iron, and with food right at the beginning of your game. If you have enjoyed that video, please do remember to slap that like button. It'd be great to know you enjoying them, and I will keep on making them. Also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.